When I plan my attack, when I plan my attack, I doubt that you're ready. Rhymes like bullets penetrate your zone. One time on the MIC. When I plan my attack, I doubt that you're ready. Rhymes like bullets penetrate your zone. On the MIC.
Yeah. White on the track again, PPL is back again, coming for the Patty's twins, cause she the champion. It's the Pantheon Cup we all battle for. When rivals get to scrapping, it's a savage war. This is what we waited for. Finally, y'all, the time is here. Fantasy is back. My favorite fucking time of year. Light your bloods a tie now. PPL is live now. The show where shit gets real, dog. We're all after the pie now. Gino in the jet, he hosts the show, uploading videos. He does it all from A to Z. You like the league to pay the fee or win it all and play for free. Play to be the best or lazy. It's a league of competition. Still the crown, that's the mission. Dog, it's time to get it cracking, plan your moves and start attacking. PPL is back in action, teams get mad, you know what happens. Hate each other, play with passion, build a team with trades and drafting. I think I done said my part, it's time for PPL to start.
When I plan my attack, I doubt that you're ready. Rhymes like bullets penetrate your zone.
And yes, it's the time we all have been waiting for. We are back. It is PPL Live 2021. Charlie White has laced us with a new beat. It's a new year. We here in studio. I got my man Ulysses as, hey Ulysses, how you doing, man?
We're doing good.
He's here. We are in studio live. We gonna be live here from SoFi Stadium, watching football, getting ready for the season to start. But first we gotta jump into PPL action, and we're gonna start looking at the the matchups for week 1. We're gonna start with the Mean Machine taking on the Argonauts. Only for the boss. Runners-up in Pantheon Cup 12 taking on Patty's Twins, the champions in the prestige matchup of the week. Squad underestimated. New look team will go up against the Baby Gas team. Appease the gods. Fresh off of a strong finish from last year. We're trying to bring that momentum into 21 against the Gap, who may be falling on hard times. And the Skulls, the princes of the 21 draft, taking on the United Players, the Destroyers, probably the GOATs of that draft, or the Poppers, so to speak. All right, man, we're going to get into it. But first, we're going to recap the PPL draft here. Obviously, it was a huge draft. A lot went down. Trades, draft picks that were head scratchers, draft picks that were home runs. So we're going to get into our good, bad, and ugly. All right, Ulysses, this is how good, bad, and ugly work. You know what it is. Give me your good, bad, and ugly from draft day.
Yeah, for me, there was a lot of surprises on draft day. With the trades going on, I mean, we knew Najee Harris was going to go number 1 off the board.
Right.
No brainer. But for me, the good, I've got to go with, and mine's a combo, round 1 and 2.
Okay.
I think it has to be, no, I don't want to do it.
Do it, man. Go ahead. Give the
I
devil their due. They hoist the Pantheon Cup.
Yeah,
Give the devil their due.
I think it is Patty's Twins. I think that the only criticism I have is I would have just done it in the reverse order.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Right. You still got the same 2 guys.
Yeah, I still got the same 2 guys. I think that where she was in the draft and how many good, like, top-tier running backs were kept this year.
Right.
She got a guy in Myles Gaskin that, frankly, should not have been available for draft.
Right.
And Kareem Hunt, who I could say was borderline keeper for Appease the Gods.
Okay.
So that's got to be my good for...
And Kareem Hunt was huge for the Skulls last year. So, no, Patty's Twins did a great job in that wraparound, picking from the champion spot, getting 2 guys who are potential starters, especially with things looking... questionable for Austin Eckler. All right, Ulysses, give me your bad, man.
I mean, the bad's pretty clear. I think it's squad underestimated.
Oh.
I think that this first round, to me, I think that they could have passed on Kyle Pitts. I'm telling you, Kyle Pitts would have been available for them
later.
I mean, I'm looking at even in the 9th round, I don't think that they needed that Kyle Pitts pick.
Okay.
I think that, again, David Montgomery, Gus Edwards, would have been a better pick. But I mean, hey,
just to solidify that RB spot, Chris Carson's pretty injury prone.
I mean, exactly, and I don't know. A lot of criticism on Seattle this year. Are they going to be able to replicate the offensive success from last year?
Yeah, they are having an identity crisis.
And again, I'm not sure I trust Atlanta.
Okay.
Again, I get it. This was a sexy pick in the draft.
Right.
I know that there's a lot of high expectations, but I think that this team, Squad Underestimated, has been disappointed a lot drafting guys with high expectations who haven't necessarily delivered.
Okay.
So for me, I think it's that combo. I think he got two guys that are of quality. I just think he could have got more value, especially for what I think the team needed.
Okay. And give me your ugly, man.
The ugly for me is Juju Smith-Schuster.
Number 2 overall.
Number 2 overall.
Yeah.
That was just a head scratcher. And
Right,
I can tell you
right.
threw off many draft boards. And I think maybe this pick may have put some people on tilt. Maybe let people know that they had to, maybe reach for guys that they wanted.
Right.
Because of instability. I don't know. But this is a head scratcher for me. It's just an ugly draft pick.
I mean, United players always had a contrarian board. I mean, maybe this is just more proof of that. But I agree with you. I think Juju Smith-Schuster is a guy they probably could have gotten in the 8th round at that 9th slot where they got Chris Godwin, who would probably have been a better pick even at number 2. So, I mean, maybe the United players just did it in reverse, but they still got the value they wanted. Either way, good on them. Moving on to my good, bad, and ugly. I'm going to start with my good, man. I love to start with good things. My good is the Skulls. The number 4 overall pick, Josh Allen, they solidified that spot. They got a quarterback that can finish first to add to a team that I feel like is a sleeper Pantheon Cup finalist type of team, especially with the field expanding to 6. I can see the Skulls getting into a 5-6 spot, maybe because a couple of stumbles in the Omega Conference and wreaking havoc from that position. So, and Josh Allen would be a huge part of that. So I loved the Skulls' first pick. I actually liked a lot more in their draft. They got Jamar Chase, the guy, rookie out of Cincinnati, staying young. I liked later picks like the kid from the New Orleans Saints, Callaway. That was a really good pick. And I believe they did get a running back that I thought was of pretty high value. So I thought the Skulls did very, very well in only, I think, their 2nd or 3rd draft. I mean, they're relative newcomers to the PPL, and they've shown themselves to be a team that is worth contending with and worth respecting. So hats off to the Skulls. I think that they're going to have a big year, and I think Josh Allen could have a dark horse MVP season and carry the Skulls to a Pantheon Cup title. So that's my good. If I have to go with bad, you know what? I'm kind of looking at the gaff here, and it's going to go to a keeper situation somewhat, as well as the draft picks. At that 7th spot, they go Javonte Williams. I don't know why they don't go. I don't know why they don't keep Myles Gaskin and then go Kareem Hunt there. That solidifies their running back position. They're going into this first matchup with a much more solid running back base. And I just thought it was poor management by the Gaff, a team that I've seen do wonders in the PPL. And I do like the Trey Sermon pick, but he's in a committee. Javonte Williams is backing up Melvin Gordon. So it just those 2 first-round picks for a team that needed running backs to go with the guys they went with that aren't in situations where they're going to get immediate carries. I just kind of didn't understand that there for the Gaff. So that's my bad. The ugly is obvious. The ugly is that dog shit trade that went down between Squad Underestimated and the Queen Machine, because as far as I'm concerned, that's some bitch shit, that trade by the Queen. Giving up your first round pick and your best player for guys, I mean, because I'm hearing that the Meme Machine's talking about his worries about Michael Thomas's injury, but you trade for 2 guys who were injured all of last year in Kenny Galladay and Odell Beckham Jr. This is just dog shit and it's collusion. And anybody who can't see that is simply blind. Now, for me, I think that it does set Squad Underestimated up well, but I'm also going to ask myself the question, without this stimulus package here, what is Squad Underestimated? Because like you said, I don't mind the Kyle Pitts pick, but it's kind of convenient to me how Amari Cooper also got there. How are you keeping Odell Beckham or Kenny Galladay over Amari Cooper? Everything about that trade stinks to high heaven. Fair or foul is foul. Did you want to add anything to that?
I mean, I have plenty to add on to this particular trade. But I mean, it's I think emblematic to me of the differences between these two conferences, Alpha and Omega.
Wow.
I think Patty's Twins restoring order, doing a lot of people what they didn't think would happen in that final, and they beat I think only for the boss. I think caught only for the boss, and I think that again, order has been restored to the PPL with the title back in Omega, and again, this kind of shenanigans always seems to happen in Alpha.
Wow.
I'm reminded of the Federico Fiesta, a trade that got the Alpha a title.
Right.
I'm thinking back to Coachgate with, again, same management was involved on that side. That involved an Omega team, and that Omega team came forward
and
they actually owned what happened, apologized, restoring stuff. We'll remember in that Pantheon Cup,
highly respected,
both those teams lost to the Twins and appeased the gods.
Didn't make it to the Pantheon Cup.
So I'm more so surprised that I haven't heard anything from the Argonauts.
Don't forget the
here.
Des Bryant thing.
Well, yeah, I mean all
that's
this
how the Mean Machine got their title.
Always happening in the Alpha Conference, though. Yet another Alpha Conference shenanigan. I'm surprised though in this one. I'm surprised in that the Argonauts haven't come out vocally on their position on this trade, or that league management allowed this to go through.
Oh, wow.
League management had every opportunity to say, this is a bullshit trade.
Right.
I mean, again, I'm not going to knock Squad. I understand why he did this. I mean, hell, looking at the Amari Cooper pick in the first round, why not just make that a part of this trade? I mean, why did Mean Machine accept this trade? Give me one positive point as to why he accepts this trade.
To help Squad Underestimated?
I mean, and so there we are. I don't understand, again, why this stuff keeps happening in Alpha. I think it's emblematic of the team's character of guys over there.
Oh, wow.
Omega this stuff wouldn't happen in Omega. We've been talking about the Skulls, team that built it from bottom to the top.
Right.
I think, again, the grimiest team on here is Appease the Gods, and they ain't winning nothing.
Right.
So we're talking about GAF winning titles. We're talking about Twins winning titles. Again, I think that it's an egregious trade.
Right.
Shouldn't have gone through. Should have been commented on. I'm surprised all around. But hey, again, season of no excuses now for Squad Underestimated.
Right.
I don't want to hear nothing if it ain't cracking.
All right, Ulysses, we fired up, man. We ready to go. Let's jump into week 1 already. And we're going to start in the Alpha Conference as the new look Squad Underestimated takes on the Baby Gas team. All right, man, so here we go. Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, a pretty impressive front line going up against Russell Wilson, Josh Jacobs, and the first round, our Baby Gas team's first pick, Mike Davis. What do you think of this matchup, man? Well, kind of a mismatch on paper.
Well, as we discussed earlier, this is Squad's season of no excuses.
Right.
And so he has none here.
Okay.
I'm looking at this, and he's stacked top to bottom.
Right.
I mean, again, the way that it was planned.
And you're a little hard on this draft. I like the Amari Cooper pick.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it is what it was supposed to be, I suppose.
Right.
How it was written down. But anyway, Squad has no excuses here. I mean, the BGT, tough trade.
Right.
Luck. Best to Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins was terrible. That was a terrible.
Sad. I mean, but it absolutely impacts him here, and I think it's going to lead to a week 1 loss. I've got Squad going big.
Do you think that the Dobbins injury would have changed the result of this matchup, though?
It could have.
Okay.
I mean, it absolutely could have.
The kid's that talented.
I mean, and you're talking about a guy going on Monday night. I mean, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so, but I've got Squad going big here. I've got them going 136 to the BGT 112.
All right, man. I'm going to agree with you that Squad's going to win. I don't know if it's going to be as big a margin as you've got here. Because there are a few things about the Baby Gas team I like. I did like the Mike Davis pick. I think Mike Davis is in for a very big year in that Atlanta offense. This guy's got great hands, so he's a great receiver out of the backfield. And he's pretty good between the tackles. Not great. His yards per carry is kind of low, but he's a grinder kind of guy. And I know you like grinders, and Mike Davis is definitely that. Josh Jacobs also another grinder. I think he's going to get a lot more play than people think. I don't think Kenyon Drake is going to affect his value all that much. You know what I mean? When I'm looking at DJ Moore, that's probably one of the few plays I don't like on the BGT side. And I do love Deontay Johnson, and he's got the great Julio Jones back on his squad. So I like that play. I would have probably went AB here on Thursday night, but I can understand why he may have held him back. On squad underestimated side, I love the Kyler play, and I love the Amari Cooper play. I also love Chris Carson because I think that they're going to be in the game where they're going to grind it out, and Carson's going to be able to keep a lead for them. Where I'm looking at the other way, though, is how Adam Thielen's going to perform now that I think that Justin Jefferson's taken the spot as the number one receiver in that offense. That might slow down squad a little bit in that wide receiver position, but other than that, they're ready to roll. Love the Niners coach. I don't know about the Bills' D against Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh can roll on any defense in the league. But in the end, I got squad underestimated winning this matchup 129 to the BGT's 119. And moving on to our next matchup, we go into the Omega Conference as Appease the Gods takes on last year's Omega Conference champion, the Gaff Attack. All right, man, big time Omega Conference rivalry here. ATG, the Gaff, locking horns again. What do you think of this matchup, man?
I think that this is going to be close. I think that this is going to be a really competitive matchup.
Yeah.
I think that the one downside, I think that the Gaff has is he's riding a lot of eggs in that Ravens basket. I think Appease the Gods, they benefit in a shootout here.
Okay.
The Ravens defense doesn't.
Right.
I expect this game actually to be relatively high scoring for a Baltimore Ravens, John Gruden coach. Vegas Raiders team.
Exactly.
I expect this game to hit the over.
Okay.
And so I think that that may end up costing the Gaff here. I'm gonna say that Appease the Gods just has a few more pieces, especially in the running back area.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it to Gaff. They've got the top flight wide receiver crew.
Right.
But I think again, just rolling that many in that Ravens basket on a Monday night. When it really doesn't hurt Appease the Gods. Let's see what happens, but I've got Appease the Gods winning this one. I'm going to go 121 to 115 for the Gaff.
All right, man. These two are always hard to pick because when ATG's great, the Gaff bites them. When the Gaff is great, ATG bites them. And if I had to choose which team's going to probably be greater this year, it's probably going to be Appease the Gods. So it kind of makes me lean towards the Gaff in this matchup. I love DeAndre Hopkins' matchup. AJ Brown has been cleared. He looks good, ready to go. These two guys are playing against each other. Expect these guys to almost be in a duel of some sort, AJ Brown and DeAndre Hopkins in week one, where they're almost offsetting each other. The CD Lamb play, I love CD Lamb this year. We're going to see how he plays Sunday night or Thursday night with the pressure on against the world champs. But it's going to be an uphill climb for the Gaff in the end. Trey Sermon, I like that play against Detroit because I think they're going to have the lead and grind it out. But I'm not sure about Javonte Williams. I mentioned Gordon. He's still there. He's still in that spot. I love Jalen Hurts. He probably could be the number one QB this week. But in the end, it's going to be tough sledding for the Gaff. I don't like the Ravens defense or coach. I think that the Raiders are opening up Allegiant Stadium. It probably will end up being a shootout, which is great for Lamar and Mark Andrews, but not so good for the D or the coach. And I think the Raiders win that game. And off of the strength of that, I like ATG to win this matchup. Joe Mixon has a matchup against Minnesota, who's gotten a lot of their defensive guys back who weren't in the lineup last year. Tyler Lockett, I think, is going to be a great play in Indianapolis. Watch out for him with the big play. And I love the Lamar Mark Andrews stack. I thought that was probably one of the best draft picks of the entire draft, was ATG getting Mark Andrews to stack with Lamar Jackson. I almost thought squad should have kept Mark Andrews and not even tried to go down the Kyle Pitts territory, but I can see why Kyle Pitts appeals to him on the side note. Patriots D, he's got Broncos D. I don't see why he doesn't even go there. There's a lot of options for ATG, and I think that they get the win here. I got them winning this matchup 124 to the Gaff Attacks 117. And moving on to our next matchup, we stay in the Omega Conference as the Skulls take on the United Players, the Destroyers. All right, man, the best pick in the first round versus the worst pick in the first round. Possibly the best draft of 21 versus the worst draft possibly of 21. Ulysses, it looks cut and dry, but hey, You never can blink at the United players. They got that boy Thompson in their lineup. What do you think of this one, man?
I love the Skulls top to bottom here.
Okay.
I love them. Josh Allen, this guy's a stud. He's rounding it out with the coach.
Right.
I think that Buffalo asserts themselves as an AFC power week 1,
right,
beating Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I think that the trade for Edwards-Helaire went high in last year's draft. He's looking in a good spot.
Right.
Aaron Jones with Aaron Rodgers back is going to be a factor.
Right.
DK's the stud in Seattle.
I love McLaren too.
I mean, it's good everywhere. Going Packers D, the first time that New Orleans hasn't had Breeze as QB in a long time. We don't know what to expect out of New Orleans necessarily.
Right.
I think that they just have this one sunk. I don't know what the Destroyers were doing. Again, they could have Josh Allen right now.
Yeah.
Key example. I mean, Derrick Henry's a stud. I don't like this team. I don't like the Steelers D.
Right.
I don't like Juju. I mean,
there's a lot not to like.
But yeah, I don't. Why is Chris Godwin not in the lineup?
Right.
I don't understand what the UP's doing. Skulls get this one in a cakewalk. I'm gonna go 118 to 97.
All right, man. I'm gonna agree with you. I think the Skulls do walk all over the United players. The Destroyers, like I said, they were my good in the good, bad, and the ugly. I love the Josh Allen pickup. I love some of the moves they made last year, even with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They have a direction they want to go. I like teams that see a vision and pursue that vision. Whether they win the Pantheon Cup or not is another discussion. It's, I want to do this, and this is the direction I'm going in. They've built a respectable franchise from nothing. I mean, this guy took over a team that was terrible. He got Darren Waller. He got DK Metcalf. He got Terry McLaurin. He got Aaron Jones. Now he's got Josh Allen and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I love the Damian Harris keep on his bench. He's got so many options here moving forward that I think the Skulls is going to be a major player in the Omega Conference, and I think it starts this week here. I like the Packers D against New Orleans. I think Jameis is game for a couple of picks. Bills coach, I think the Bills are primed to show that last year wasn't a fluke. I like their play. Now, I do love the Chiefs coach also against Cleveland at home in a home opener. But I think that the United players did a lot of things wrong in the keeper class. Let too many guys of value go, and I think it comes back to bite them here in week 1. I even like the Darrell Henderson play of the LA Rams in week 1. I got the Skulls getting theirs and getting off to a good start this season. I think that they might be the team that leaves no doubt this week. I go 138 to the United players, 114. And moving on to our next matchup, we go back into the Alpha Conference as we have a matchup that used to be of strong significance. We can question whether it is anymore, as the Mean Machine takes on the Argonauts. All right, man, so we have the Argonauts fresh off of trading for that first pick in the draft to get Najee Harris. They've been extremely active in the trade market the last calendar year, I would say. And then we have the Mean Machine, who's giving away the farm here. I mean, I think regardless of what they do this year, I think the stain has been put on that franchise. What do you think of the Mean Machine taking on what used to be their rivals, the Argonauts?
Yeah, I mean, again, head-scratching decision by the Mean Machine. They didn't do enough in the draft to negate that. I don't know if this is a rebuilding season. Nothing that they've done has indicated anything that's going to lead me to think that they're going to be competitive this season. And so, yeah, I mean, you're looking at a tale of two teams. We don't need to go into this one much.
Yeah.
The Argos, I mean, outside of squad, I think are my lock of the week.
Okay.
I've actually got the Argo being my leave no doubt performers of the week.
Okay.
I think they go 145 to Mean Machines 110.
Okay, I agree the Argo are going to win. I don't know if it's going to be a 145 to 110 kind of game. But what I am looking at here is the guys that I do like on the Mean Machine, because I think, I don't want to go too far in one direction, because there are certain things I like about the Machine. I love James Robinson. I love Justin Herbert. I think those are two guys. And this is one thing. This is why the KAMARA trade is so head-scratching and disappointing, is because the Mean Machine has had such a good track record of drafting, such a good track record of picking guys up, finding diamonds in the rough, being competitive when I mean, there's times that people have looked at his roster and have questioned, how's he going to get it done, and he's found a way to get it done. Now, could he do it again this year? Yeah, maybe, but a punt trade like that at the beginning of the season just gives me little enthusiasm or support for his actions this season. On the Argonaut side, obviously, they still have an imperial state of mind. Najee Harris is just the newest addition. To me, the Argonauts are in a fearful state with the Najee Harris trade up and draft pick. They don't know what's going to happen with Zeke. They don't trust Dalvin Cook's health. They don't trust Nick Chubb's secure role in that Cleveland offense. So the Argonauts are still looking for that success, despite the fact that they have had it, one would argue. They have had a Groves gallery of starters throughout the lineup. I mean, even at the kicker spot, I thought they did well. The Minnesota coach is probably the one place that they could get bit. But other than that, I think that they have the lineup to make a strong play. I have the Argonauts winning this matchup 131 to the Mean Machine's 120. I think the Mean Machine does make it interesting because I like their running back plays, Miles Sanders and James Robinson, and I think that Herbert's going to surprise in Washington. But other than that, I'm not as enthused with the Machine. All right, moving on, we're going into the prestige matchup of the week. We have the Pantheon Cup 12 rematch as Only for the Boss takes on the Pantheon Cup 12 champions, 3-time PPL champions, the PPL's finest, Ulysses' bane of existence, ATG's rival, Patty's Twins. All right, man, I basically laid it out for you. The Twins returned all of their star class of Pantheon Cup 12. I'm talking Antonio Gibson, Jonathan Taylor, Robert Woods, Keenan Allen, and the great Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, Austin Eckler is in question due to his injury status. What do you think, man?
Wow. I'm so excited to see this as a week 1 matchup.
Right.
We're about to see it really again go, and unfortunately, I think for Only for the Boss, the woes continue.
Oh wow.
I think that we didn't maybe necessarily see a fluke in that Super Bowl. And maybe there's something that defenses across the league are going to be looking at to just slow up this Kansas City Chief team.
Okay.
And again, I think that's a big stage for this team to trip up. They're young.
Yeah.
And we're going to learn a lot about their character.
Wow.
And they're going to be playing a Cleveland team that's kind of on the other side of that. I think a little scrappier, and I think that
hungry.
This may be a surprise.
Okay.
Week 1 is all I'm saying.
Okay, wow.
Patrick Mahomes, I think, will bounce back. I just think this week, Aaron Rodgers coming back and commanding the league. This guy owns a franchise.
Right. He showed it this offseason.
I mean, he flexed hard.
Right.
And you don't often see players flex hard and get it.
Right.
I can't think of the last time. In fact, I love this. Broncos should beat the Giants. 49ers should have a field day with Detroit.
Okay.
Eckler's injury is slightly concerning, but I think that she's got the depth here where a Myles Gaskin might come in, and I mean,
he's got to play that Patriots defense.
I mean, but if Eckler's not
that's a
fully
full load,
healthy,
though. He's getting a full load.
Yeah, if he's not fully healthy, West Coast team going to the East Coast, not 100% healthy.
It might be a blessing in disguise.
Week 1. I mean, again, I wouldn't put it past them.
Okay.
So I've got actually the Twins doing what the Twins do.
Okay.
Winning big games. I've got the Twins winning this one, 128-124.
Wow, so you're going completely against projections. You're going completely against the spread. I'm going to disagree with you, man. I'm going with my man Only for the Boss, and I'm going with him for the reasons. Chief. Patrick Mahomes is going to hit Travis Kelce. He's going to hit Tyreek Hill. It doesn't matter if Cleveland wins that game. And that's what sometimes we get caught up in. The Boss has mastered this, and this is why he was sitting on the precipice of a Pantheon Cup. And I'll argue the other way. If the Chiefs play their guys the last week, the Boss is drinking champagne, and he's sitting on top. And this is part of the reason he's my Pantheon Cup champion pick. I understand that Gus Edwards went down, but I expect the Boss to bounce back either way. Loved the Chase Edmonds pick. And we're not even talking about Calvin Ridley. We're not even talking about Stephon Diggs. We're talking about Josh Allen having an MVP campaign. Who turned him into this guy? It's Stephon Diggs. And he's going to get done for Only for the Boss. Remember what Stephon Diggs did for Only for the Boss in the Final Four over the Argonauts. Destroyed the Argo. Destroyed the Patty's Twins. Let's not forget, Stephon Diggs also sat in that last week's matchup that also helped Patty's Twins propel themselves to Pantheon Cup glory. Only for the Boss was a huge proponent of the 1 week change for matchups. I'm loving this guy in any 1 week format. You talk about squad underestimated with their stimulus package being the team to beat. I disagree. I got Only for the Boss going to the Pantheon Cup and getting it done this time, and also got them opening the season in style. I got Only for the Boss winning this matchup 137 to Patty's Twins 124. Alrighty, PPLers, we were live here from SoFi, getting it done here. About to check out the Rams and Chicago Bears this weekend. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the PPL action and Thursday night football with Dak Prescott and the Argonauts going up against the Mean Machine and the coach, and also Tom Brady and the United Players, the Destroyers, trying to get dumb against the Skulls. You guys have a good weekend.